Marathon, New York. It's about 74 degrees outside. I'll take it. It is a little weird. Thought I'd look at this 32-foot conveyor here. This is a paddle belt. It's the biggest standard conveyor we make. It's powered by a 4.9 horsepower Honda GX160 motor. Hydraulic lift axle, dual jacks, makes it easy to hook onto your trailer. Nice wide hopper. So I'm going to lower it to the ground here and then we'll go over the operations of it. Now when it's up in the air, alright, now we got her on the ground, so she's nice and stable, firmly planted down there. We've got this hopper's bolt on. That means it can be replaced if there's damages or you want a different size hopper. 1/8-inch material on the hopper sides, and it's all connected to a 3/16 frame at the bottom here. We've got a 21-inch pan holding a 20-inch belt. This is the paddle belt option. Gets you better pull, especially in the wintertime when there's ice and stuff at the 30-degree max incline. Alright, so this conveyor is equipped with a power pack. You can also get the power pack delete, saves you $1,000. We just unbolt this. You don't get the engine, hydraulic tanks, so all you get is a valve. That's if you had it running off a processor, you had an existing power pack. But with the power pack, you get a 4.9 horsepower Honda GX160 gasoline engine. Very fuel efficient engine, starts real easy. 160 stands for 160 cubic centimeters and generates 4.9 horsepower at 3,600 RPM. We have a 2-spool valve. The first spool is detented for forward and reverse, so you can run the belt forward or reverse, and you can detent in there with a spring. The second valve runs our hydraulic lift cylinder, which on the 32-foot model has 32 inches of travel, and it allows the machine to be about 8 feet in the air, went all the way down, up to just over 15 feet all the way up in the air. There are telescopic arms on these cylinders with 2 inches of adjustment, and I'll show you how that works in a second. But that means once you get it lifted to the height you want, you can lower the cylinder down to hit these pins, unloading your cylinder and giving a nice base for good stable operation. The axle's 96 inches wide, center or hub face to hub face, so it's real stable. You know, up in the air, crosswinds, and then it's a really strong 5x3 1/4-inch wall tube holds it all together. Let's go see how high this conveyor is. Pickup truck. That wind's really helping me today. Maybe I can get one of my friends down there to grab the end of that tape measure. There we go. Okay, so from the center of this roller right to the floor of the pickup truck, it is 132 inches. So we have 132 inches. Plus 34. That makes 167 inches, which is the 14-foot range. I'm going to do the math real quick. 13.91. 13.91. Now, if you want to go higher, simply move the foot mount back 1 or 2 steps. That pulls the axle back, and that gives you a steeper pitch. At the farthest back setting, you're over 15 feet. Turn it off here, on and off switch. We've got a 5-gallon hydraulic tank right here. You can drain it with that drain bung there. So all of our conveyors are top roll driven with a hydraulic motor. We've got the low speed, the standard speed, and the high speed. This is the standard speed, 125 cubic centimeters, and it gives you at full throttle on the engine about 100 feet per minute of belt travel. The high speed is twice as fast, so it's 200 feet per minute of belt travel, and then the low speed is half as fast, and it's 50 feet per minute of belt travel. All these speeds are full RPM. The middle speed motor is our most popular motor. It has enough power to run the engine just above idle, so you're going to sip very little fuel. You know, more than a 10-hour day on the 3/4 gas tank that the Honda engine comes equipped with. It's directly attached with a 1-inch solid shaft coupler to our 1.5-inch roller. And it has a reaction plate here, so real simple, robust attachment method. And that's what drives the motor. By driving from the top, it lets the belt track a lot straighter. Some conveyors are pushed from the bottom, and that has problems with belt tracking. So this is really the best way to do it. To run straight, you've got full adjustment top and bottom. The top is where you're going to get the most adjustment for running straight. So as long as you make sure the bottom roller is square to your conveyor frame, most of your left to right adjustment comes from the top. So how these work here, you've got these 2 bolts here that lock it in place. You've got this lock nut here, and then you have this 3/4 inch threaded rod. So with a 1-inch wrench, you can turn this. If you back it out, that'll allow this bearing to go backwards, and if you tighten it using that bolt there and tighten it forward, it'll push this forward. So if your belt is tracking towards this side, you're going to want to push the bearing away from you, basically tightening the belt on the side that is tracking towards. So once you do that and you get a good tension, now when you first get this conveyor, it's going to be set from the factory pretty good, left to right, but over time, especially in the initial 50-hour period, you're going to notice the belt's going to stretch a little bit as it wears in. You're going to have to both tighten it, and it doesn't always stretch perfectly even depending on how the sun hits it, so you might need to adjust your left to right tracking. Once you get it set after the first few months, you really shouldn't need to mess with it much more than once a year. Once you get it tightened, you're going to lock your lock nut back down and then lock these nylocks back down, and that'll hold it in place, as long as you need.